Good afternoon, traders. I just realized my microphone was way over there. I had to swing it around real quick. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. I hope this last weekend was the best weekend of your entire life. I really hope so. We finally are out of the snow. Oh my goodness. We were snowed in from Wednesday night until yesterday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, we got out, we went to church, went to a scout meeting for my kid. And one of the parents at the scout meeting said something really funny. They're like, "Oh, how did you survive? I don't know what we'd do if we were stuck in our house that long." Because like our driveway is just like a sheet of ice. Like it's we were not prepared for that, clearly. And I was like, "Well, I've been sleeping in the guest room for the last 2 days, so that's how it's going." So yeah, it's it's nice to get out of the house. I'll put it that way. My wife, she works at the school with my younger son where he's at. And man, what a difference it makes to have other people around beside your spouse, at least for her. Mikey Mike, good to see you. Peter from the Netherlands is here. Jean-Louis, glad you made it as well. I hope you all are doing great. Mahesh should be back tomorrow. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Mahesh had to go to India for something. But because of that did delay some announcements, some other things going on. Some partnerships that are coming up real quick. So we are definitely working on it. Trust me. But Mahesh had to run out of town for a minute, but he's going to be back tomorrow. Alan, good to see you. Glad you made it. ESAT, glad you're here as well. So let's jump into our PowerPoint and we'll get started here. So click a couple buttons and let's roll. Welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. My name is Christopher Yule. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where we save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. But before we start trading, let's get into the lesson of the day. Guess who's back? Back again. Stock Goat is back. Tell a friend. Yep. We're back on the Stock Goat channel. His title is called Politicians Buying SOFI on the Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker right now. And I was like, oh geez, okay. I don't know what he's gonna say, but I gotta hear what he has to say. So we're all on this ride together. ESAT said CVS up, didn't invest in Humana. All right, so let's see what Stock Goat has to say about SOFI on the Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker.
What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the SOFI stock and also the overall market. And I'm telling you guys, we have amazing opportunities arriving at us right now. Early on in the pre-market, stocks were absolutely crashing, still going off that negative news.
I want to point out something. I've seen a lot of people that now I started following a bunch of channels for content, and I feel like people have completely forgotten what risk is, right? I feel like people have absolutely no idea what risk is anymore. And I keep seeing this over and over and over. And I need you to listen. This is me to you, okay? You need to trade risk first. You need to trade risk first. You don't have to, but I'm telling you, it's the only way you're going to stay in the game, right? Buying dips is a strategy for disaster. I know that sounds crazy. Like, what? Wait, how could he be? No, listen, doesn't matter if you're a long-term investor or a short-term trader. If you are buying a stock, you want it going up in price. Okay, it just math, right? If you are a long-term investor, you can wait it out, right? You don't have to buy it on its way down. You can actually wait till it bottoms when all the moving averages start crossing back over and start going back up. Because what difference does it make to wait 6 weeks? It could make a huge difference in you getting in at $100 a share, for example, or getting in at $50 a share and buying it all the way down and then realizing, oh, you know what? Maybe this stock that is halved is maybe not the best one, right? We talked last week about AMD, and one of the videos we covered called it Advanced Money Destroyer, which the first time I'd heard that and I thought it was hilarious, right? AMD may have been a great buy for you at 150, or I should say 160 when it's right here. Maybe at 150, maybe at 140, maybe at 130, maybe at 120. And you know what? All the way down, people were buying. All the way down, those people are losing money, right? But you can wait. And I got to stress that because I see lots of comments coming on here and saying, you've got to buy as the market's crashing. I mean, like when I was researching for this video right now, I saw at least 5 in the last 2 hours that came out that are like stocks I'm buying during the crash, stocks I'm buying because they're on sale, whatever, right? If a stock is going down in price, the market is telling you people don't want it, right? That's exactly what the market is telling you. People do not want that stock. Your job as a sophisticated investor, your job as a sophisticated retail trader is to look at the stock and say, people aren't buying it. I don't need to be buying it. I'm going to wait until it finds a bottom, until it starts going back up. Now, I remember the first time I ever had this conversation with one of my trading mentors, Steve Burns. He's an author. He's wrote many trading books. And I remember asking him, I was like, Steve, what do I do? How do I figure out where that bottom is? And Steve said to me, he said, Chris, just look at the moving averages, right? Is it trending higher? Is it trending lower? And I said, Steve, I don't know. How do I know if it's trending higher or trending lower? And he said, it's really simple, right? Just add a few moving averages to your chart, just 3, right? You don't need Bollinger Bands. You don't need stochastics. You don't need MACDs. You don't need all this stuff. I use 3 moving averages. The 10 period EMA, which is the blue line on the chart right here, the 20 period, which is the black line, and the 50 period, which is the red line. Now, when you add all 3 of those together, you've got your short on the 10, your intermediate on the 20, and the long term on the 50. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's because this works. This works. When you stack all 3 time frames in your favor, it's so much easier to trade. Okay? So as the market is crashing down, make a promise from me to you. You're going to sit and you're not going to click the buy button. You're not going to jump into it. You're not going to FOMO into anything, because there are a lot of people right now. In fact, I have a quote from one of my mentors, Mark Minervini. Give me 28 seconds to pull this up here. You can time it. Remember, while you're doing nothing, less experienced, lesser disciplined, and less skilled investors are laying the groundwork for your success. They're going to build the bases and will buy the breakouts. And the point is that you do not have to buy the stocks that are going down. Buying the stocks that are going down is like going to the store and saying, I want that jacket right there. That jacket's 30% off. Let me take it. Thank you very much. You take it home and you're like, you know what? I don't like this jacket anymore. I'm gonna take it back to the store. So you walk into, I don't know. Let me date myself real quick. You walk into Abercrombie and Fitch, right? And you're like, look at this jacket. This is such a cool jacket. I bought it at Abercrombie and Fitch, where all the models are standing outside with their abs rippling, right? I don't want this anymore. I bought it yesterday on clearance. It was 30% off. I'm gonna give it back to you. And they're like, whoa, hang on there, mister. This jacket has gone down in value since yesterday. In fact, we're not even going to refund you what you paid for it. We're going to give you like, I don't know, 80 cents on the dollar what you paid for it yesterday. So basically, you're looking at a 40% decline since retail. You bought it at 30%. Now you're selling it back to the market at 40% from peak right there. And you're like, what? And it's the exact same thing. They don't want that merch. They don't want that merchandise, right? Why are you buying something that people are clearly telling you they don't want it? And if you're the one saying, I'll buy it, if you are, have one thing top of mind. By all means, buy it to your heart's content. But just promise me that you're going to see on the chart, I'm going to get out if it reaches this amount of risk, right? If I bought it at 117, I'm going to give it $1, for example. If it goes down to 116, I need to get out. If it goes down to 115 and you haven't gotten out, you're already messed up. Okay? So that's all I want to say, because if you decide to buy it and it starts going up, awesome. You're a genius. It worked out. But if it continues to trend in that direction, God help you. So let's get back to the video here.
News of last week with the Fed potentially cutting rates, slower, and also you're seeing, yields rise. Guys, this is absolutely amazing opportunity because we have massive catalysts coming our way. Of course, we got the CPI report on Wednesday, along with the bank earnings on Wednesday, guys. 4 of the top 10 banks in the world are also reporting on Wednesday. And then we also have, Trump getting in on the 20th, and then, the SOFI earnings on the 27th. So just massive volatility, and volatility is what brings opportunity. And guys, what I've been doing the past couple of weeks, weeks is when SoFi's been going green. I haven't been.
There we go. I missed the click. Volatility absolutely brings opportunity. Hands down, 100%. Volatility brings opportunity if it's in your favor. Volatility can mean up or down, right? It's movement in the market. As a trader, as an investor, you want movement in the market. You don't want to buy something and just be dead money for 6 months. Volatility does bring opportunity, but you want the volatility going in your direction. And almost anything you could look at right now is pointing south. AMD is pointing south. NVIDIA is starting to point south. It's right inside this order block right now, but it's not looking too bullish to me. Palantir, definitely starting to point south. SoFi, definitely starting to point south. The market, definitely starting to point south, right? And the great thing about the market is that you can wait. Nobody's forcing you to buy this. You're not a hedge fund who says, I just got $38 million invested by our investors today, or a mutual fund, right? Or every other Friday, every other Thursday, when you get paychecks, they got to go out and they need to buy a slug of shares, right? They need to buy $40 million of shares today. You don't have to do that. You can sit on the sidelines.
Been touching it, and when SoFi goes deep red, I've been buying it. Okay, that is my game plan right now, and it is working to an absolute T, because right now the market is in extreme fear. The Fed has literally brought
I don't know if it's in extreme fear. Hold on, we actually measure that here inside of Outlier. I'm glad you pointed that out. Not even close. So inside of Outlier, we have this behavioral heat map chart. Now I'm going to pull this up real quick. I won't mention it I'll mention it later on. Let me find the slide. Remember Uncle Warren saying, right? Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Outlier shows you when investors are acting rationally, fearful, or greedy. Now, inside of the platform, we have what's called our behavioral heat map. And as you can see, it goes from dark green to dark red, and everywhere in between. We're not at extreme fear, not even close. We barely crossed into the fear category. What we do have is a lot of people, the greed peaked around December 11th in the market. The greed peaked about right here. And if you were following that, right, that could have been a great sell signal when you saw the fear the greed peak, and then the fear start taking hold. That's one of the ways that I trade this, is when the heat map stops moving in my direction, I get out. But yeah, we're not even close. Like, we went from a heat map of G28. It goes from G0 to 50, G28. So it's only about halfway of greed, but decently high, halfway. Now we're at a fear of 6, and that goes from 0 to 50 as well. So yeah, we got a long way to go into extreme fear. We're not even close to that point yet, Kyle. By the way, let me catch up on the chat. Good to see everybody here. This is the most live stream viewers we have seen in ages, so super excited to have everybody here. Chris, the channel name and website should be more simple. You have more followers and explode. Dude, we're trying to explode like crazy. Happy to be here. Diamond on YouTube. I appreciate that, dude. Mikey Mike knows. He's been reading that Turtle Trader book. Yeah. I didn't make this up, right? Like I said, I studied under 5 of the market wizards. Incredibly blessed to have done so. It's not my rules. I'm just following what they've taught me. Marco, happy Monday and good afternoon. Ryan, glad you're here. Sebastian, all the way from Germany. He said AMD is going to go up after its long-term investment and it's undervalued. It may, or it may continue to go down, right? I mean, we had that up just a minute ago. It's trending down, my friend. It is trending down. Will it go up? Maybe. In the future, maybe, but not today. Not in the last few weeks. It's definitely trending down right now. Might be a trick and a risky stock. Could be. Okay. I'm following your lead for sure, Mikey Mike. Marco, do you base your position exit solely on moving averages, or do you consider other factors? I have a lot, actually. So I have not traded since a little bit after the election, and my exit rules are these, right? First, the 10 EMA being broken, right? If I'm trading a stock that's going higher, we'll go on this side of AMD. If I'm trading a stock that's going higher, it should stay above that 10 EMA if it's in a really strong, really powerful, strong momentum trend, right? It's only when it starts closing below the 10 EMA. In fact, this is a really good example, right? When it closes under that 10 EMA, that's a sign that the short-term trend is starting to weaken, okay? And you look right here, it went from January 31st to February 28th. So an entire month of sideways action right here. You got a clue on this one candle, right? Trend was moving up, trend closed under the 10 EMA, went sideways for a month. It continued on for sure, but you could have got out and could have moved into something else at that point. So that's my number one rule. Second is a half ATR from entry. So let me explain what ATR is real quick. Down on the bottom of my charts, I keep what's called ATR value. This is your average true range. This is the number, maybe not number, but this is how large the candles are over a span of, in this case, 14 periods, okay? And whenever I'm looking at this, I base a lot on ATR. I base my position size on ATR, and I base where I start rolling options, rolling them up, locking in profits, yet keeping the trades on beyond the scope of this conversation. But ATR is one of the coolest things. And so if it moves, like if your ATR is $5 and your stock has gone from 100 and now it's at 105, it's moved one average true range, right? It's basically set itself a new range. But I don't want to give it that much range to the downside, right? I am a risk first trader. So if it moves down half an ATR, so $2.50 in this case, then I would get out. That's my stop loss point. That is my stop loss point, and it's determined by volatility. If volatility expands, that ATR grows. It may go from a $5 ATR to a $25 ATR. But hear me out too. If volatility grows like that, you need to shrink your position size. Okay. So beyond the scope of this question, but good question. Running into order blocks. Now, order blocks are this really cool thing. And this is a great example, right? Man, this is all the great examples today. So in March, AMD had this order block created. So this is TrendSpider. I've got a referral code. You could use 10minute 10MINUTE. Let me flash this on the screen real quick. It's been a while. I think you'll save at least 35%. I have not even mentioned that in ages. But these order blocks are super cool. These are large institutional orders waiting to be filled. Now, watch this. This happened in March, and we dragged this over. Another one happened in July, and we dragged this over. The first time it comes up to it, gets rejected. Right? It wasn't the best example. Dadgum. Hang on. I had an example. I was looking at one earlier today. I was like, wow, this is a great example. Palantir is a good example. Let me scroll. Hang on. No, not quite. AMD, NVIDIA. What about Meta? Meta stock. Not the best. What about NVIDIA? We'll use Palantir. I know a lot of people like to talk about Palantir. So, first order block that was created in September of 2023. It came up, came back down. It literally touched the order block and bounced right back up. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Then it created another order block down here. Bounce, 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 bounce. Goodbye. Right? Created another order block right here. This is a really cool example. Really cool example. I have no idea what happened on this. Earnings were really bad. Order block was created in May of 2024. It wicked into there and then rocket shipped up. Order blocks are freaking sick. Okay. I love these things. Love, love, love them. So yeah, just some anecdotal evidence. But if I'm trading, I don't want to trade into an order block, right? If I'm looking at one dead in the eyes, let's see, like this. I wouldn't trade SOFI dead in the eyes with this order block looming overhead, right? Because it's waiting to be filled. So if I get up in there, I'm looking for a rejection. That's one of my other rules. Outlier heat map. That's what I mentioned a minute ago. And this is the heat map, right? And speaking of SPY, right? You could have followed this all the way up on the heat map. This shows the fear and greed index, basically. And then once that greed starts to turn around, that is an exit signal for me. And then you can see it just drop off a cliff at that point. So I have several exit rules. And it's not, I need one, or I need all of them. I need just one. If just one of these things clicks, I gotta go. So let me catch up some more on the chat. Peter says, good advice. ESAT. NVIDIA stocks fall after Biden administration releases rule for AI chips. How about that? Marco, wonder what you say about Bayer stocks if your AMD is bad, or Carl Zeiss, Meditech. I don't throw some stocks in the chat. I'll take a look at them. Like the ticker symbol for me. I'd add weather for moving averages for natural gas. Yeah, that makes sense. Palantir is looking to go up. Is it? It's down 4.5% right now. Palantir's, in my opinion, a very bearish course. You got the 10 under the 20, price under the 50. Brian says, so order blocks are the big funds looking to short buy, and you are following those to see what they're looking at. Oh yeah, dude, exactly. That's a great way to put it. These are institutions that they can't hide their orders. That's why it's available, right? And places like TrendSpider will actually take that, plot it on your chart for you, and it makes it super simple to see the support and resistance lines like you've never seen them before. Let's get back to this. We're literally 1 minute into this, and I have completely pontificated for 19 minutes at this point.
Brought us to extreme fear, bringing us absolutely amazing opportunities, because 2025 is going to be an incredible year because companies are going to continue to grow and have strong earnings. And SoFi, of course, for the first time in company history, is reporting full year profitability, guys. And I'm telling you right now, just going off of, other fintech multiples, SoFi has a, lower multiple on a simple price to sales multiple. And I believe, that multiple is going to continue to see expansion in 2025. And we are also potentially going to see revenue grow by 30% or more, an acceleration from 2024. So guys, everything is looking beautiful right now. Clear skies are on the horizon. The market is just in a little bit of volatility because of those rates slowing down, specifically small caps. You're also seeing IWM, a correction of 13% from its peak.
So clear skies are on the horizon. I wouldn't say so. I would say you've got a big cloud looming overhead with that order block. But I would also say when a stock hits all-time highs, that's actually incredibly bullish. This was something that I really struggled with for a while. But if you think about it, right, if your stock went from, I don't know, $5, and then it went up to the $20 area, and it's never been in the $20 area before. Just think everybody who's ever invested in it at any point in history is now profitable, is happy, right? So that pushes the stock higher because people are excited about it. And that would be a clear sky scenario. We're not quite there with on SoFi. And granted, SoFi is like gone on a huge run, right? But there are some overhead resistance is the word for it. There is some overhead resistance in credit. Let me catch up on the chat. Brian says, so when one is above the current price, like you showed, it looks like institutionals might think it's going to drop. So it's not that institutionals think it's going to drop. It's that they have orders that if it gets to this point, they're interested in buying, right? If it comes down, good example right here in SoFi, if it comes back down, they're ready to buy more. If it comes back up, they already have existing positions they need to get out of. And so that's when they're like, okay, we're going to get out. These are just open orders. Like you would put in your broker says, if it gets to this price, fill me, let me out. So good questions here. Tons of great info today, Mikey. Mike, you're welcome. Monday Masterclass. Brain was not we got replays. Don't worry. ESAT, penny stock, risky stock. RX. We can take a look at that. Okay, I see now. Tricky. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Back to this.
Just a couple of weeks ago. I just am so excited right now to bring you guys this video. Be sure to smash the like button. Be sure to drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And you guys can already see we got massive news to show you guys. Of course, you've seen insiders buying, but of course, we now have politicians buying. We're going to bring you that news real quick. Let's get into it. All right, guys, take a look at the fear and greed index. You can see that we are at 25 right now. We have creep.
Wow. Okay. This CNN fear and greed index is like night and day different than ours. In Outlier, like we're at 6. I mean, we're just barely off of neutral, and they're at extreme fear. Extreme fear when the market is down. How much is this down? 4.5%, and they are already stating extreme fear. Yeah, I think CNN's a little bit bearish on that fear and greed index.
Into extreme fear. Isn't it absolutely incredible how much the Federal Reserve can manipulate the markets just by one little word of, slower rate cuts? You see yields rising, guys. This is absolutely incredible. Greed over a year ago at 73, neutral 49 a month ago, fear 37 a week ago, and now we're in extreme fear, guys, 26, 25. This is absolutely amazing buying opportunities, and I've been, accumulating the SoFi stock, specifically long-term options. If you want my long-term options picks that I'm buying right now, exact averages that I'm buying in that.
Ooh, there's the smartest man I know. Mark, a lot of Mark's brain power went into this. Just want to put that out there. So Mark, glad you're watching. A little inside baseball. CNN's fear and greed index is based purely on price and volume. Dude, they're so far off. Like the market's down 4.5% and they're like, it's extreme freaking greed. Run for the hills. Yeah, I think the Outlier one is a bit more in line.
go ahead, subscribe to the Patreon, guys. You're going to get those exact buys as soon as I make them also. And I'm telling you right now, these are going to pay off huge. I'm looking for a 10x opportunity in the next, year or so. All right, guys, you can see I was up a little bit late last night, early on in the overnight trading. And you see I said SOFI is officially crashing. Shorts are in full control. Is this the end? Guys, I'm going to tell you exactly why I do these types of things. The big reason why is I'm trying to get eyeballs on the SOFI stock, okay? You can see this post on X got 80,000 views. Guys, I probably made, 50 cents off this post, okay? I don't make anything off Twitter, okay? I'm trying to get eyeballs in on this stock and people that are short term.
I'm trying to get eyeballs in on this stock. What are the regulations around pumping and dumping stocks? Now, granted, he can't move markets here, but he's literally admitting to that. He's like, I need people to look at this to pump it up. I mean, I can't blame him, but I feel like that's what he's looking at here.
Day trading this stock, trying to flip it for pennies. I want them to sell. I want those people to exit faster. I want to create fear. If you are inside of the SOFI stock, you've been following the channel, guys, you've been doing your due diligence, and you know that this is going to be an amazing investment this year and, of course, the next couple of years after. So a long-term,
it can be an amazing investment. It can be. That doesn't mean, remember what we talked about earlier, right? 10 minutes ago. That doesn't mean you have to hold it on its way down. Doesn't mean you have to hold it on its way down, right? Long-term investor, short-term trader, doesn't matter. If a stock is moving down, you don't have to hold it. Tax consequences. There's lots of questions about that. Here's my opinion on taxes. Okay? Probably not going to see this coming, but I have no problem with paying as much taxes as I possibly can. Chris, what in the world are you saying right now? Because the more taxes I pay, the more money I've made. The more money in my bank account. I'm okay with that. If you're saying you're not going to sell because of tax reasons, and you're going to watch your investment go down 20% because you didn't want to sell because of tax reasons, you're in the wrong game, my friend. You just watched 20 cents of every dollar you ever invested in this go down, and you're telling me you didn't want to sell because of tax reasons? Okay.
investor, I'm trying to get eyeballs on the stock, and if you believe shorts are in full control, that's on you guys. But I'm telling you right now, guys, fundamentals will take over the stock pretty soon. I believe we're going to creep into the $20 level very, very quickly. So do your due diligence. Don't sell out on fear, because that's exactly what these market makers and short sellers want to do in these pre-market tradings. And that's why I post this, to get a lot of.
Don't sell out on fear. I love this. This is one of my favorite charts. I've actually saved this, and we're gonna come back to this a lot. Where would you put this? Where are we at here with SOFI? So, I mean, I should make it smaller. Let me see if I can do side by side like this. Where would you put SOFI at? I'm very curious. I would put SOFI in the anxiety phase. That's where I would put it, right? So it's a little bit big, but see if I can do side by side. Well, that looks terrible. Hang on. That's better. I'm just saying. I mean, that like directly hits right on the anxiety and denial and panic phase right there. Marco says, I can already see where this rating's going. Susan, oh my gosh, a girl. Everybody can be, there's a girl. Oh, that's really funny. Susan, super glad you're here. Can you share your thoughts on Donald J. Trump? I think he's a great dude. I'm so excited. I'm so beyond grateful. Praise Jesus that he survived this far. Trump said he's going to announce UFO stuff. Announce the UFO stuff and the JFK files on True Social exclusively. Looks like it'd be a massive short squeeze with those catalysts. Sounds cool to me. I want to hear about JFK and UFOs. Let's go to DJT real quick. Oh, man. Order block city. All right, let's take a look at this. Order block city. All right, so let's back this up. All right, so first order block that I see created March 22nd of 2022, right? In this slight peak up here. By the way, this right here looks a hell of a lot like that, doesn't it? Just saying. All right, so it came down, hit its bottom, did its thing. Order block city knocked it out. Second order block was created right here in May. First time coming up to it, rejected. Second time coming up to it, rejected. Third time coming up to it, I don't know where it's going to go, but I would say it's got a lot of overhead resistance, a lot of overhead resistance, a lot of people. And what that means is that a lot of people are sitting on Donald J. Trump stock and they're saying, I got to get out of this. Once I get back to break even, I got to get out. That's what that says right there. That's all that it says. Like we don't have to investigate it into any deep detail. That's all it says. Looks like you can see a massive short squeeze. I don't know, but it definitely is trending higher. You got your 10, 20, 50 crossed up right here, right? And a stock that's showing this sort of relative strength to the market. If the market does bottom and turn around, this could be your leaders right here, right? Look for relative strength compared to the market. That could be your leaders in the next bull run. Ryan's like, what a girl. Random, how long can order blocks last? Oh, dude, I've seen order blocks that go back years. There was one on Netflix where it was the most recent all-time highs in the 600s. Yeah, this one right here in 2021. So it's already been filled, which is why it's gone. But when that happened, Mahesh was buying. So Mahesh is our CEO. The first time that he bought it was right here. And you can go back to the live streams back, I guess that was in July. I was like, Mahesh, you're running into an order block. Watch out. And it sold off 14%. It eventually recovered, but there's no guarantee that recoveries ever happen, just so you know. Let's go back over here.
Of eyeballs. You can see we got 83 comments. Go look at the comments, guys. It's really, really funny. But I'm telling you right now, I'm a long-term investor on this stock. I do not care what the short sellers are doing. You can see short interest continues to plummet because these guys are getting squeezed slowly and slowly. And before you know it, guys, short sellers are going to be at like 3-4% short from where we're at.
Short sellers are no longer being squeezed. They were squeezed from September until December, but that squeeze is over, my friend.
A couple of years ago, 20% plus. I'm telling you right now, guys, everything is clearing up and we're looking pretty good. So the SoFi stock did hit like 1338 a little bit after I posted this. We were down 5.5% in the pre-markets. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was completely laughing when I saw this price action because I just knew we were going to slingshot today, and that's why I was buying early on in the pre-market. Fast forward, you can see that's exactly.
We're down 71 basis points at the moment. I wouldn't call that a slingshot today.
Exactly what happened, guys, after I posted right around here at 1 a.m. We hit about 1330. Look at this, guys. We're already creeping up into the $14 level.
Okay, don't look at anything after pre-market, post-market. That doesn't matter, right? How many of these candles are made from pre-market and post-market moves? 0%. I mean, you add additional stress to your life by doing that kind of stuff, right? Like he's doing, right? He's losing sleep. It's going to rebound. Oh my gosh, whatever, right? Yeah, it's up or down 71 basis points right here, but like, I don't know. Post-market stuff doesn't matter to me.
Multiple times, like 3 times we've already retested 14. And I'm telling you, once we get to those bank earnings, the banks are going to blow it out. We're going to go higher. Hopefully the CPI report, comes in solid. That's, up in the air still. I understand on Wednesday, but bank earnings could still push us higher. And then we got Trump coming in on the 20th, and of course, SoFi earnings. So a lot of volatility in the short term, but be prepared. But I just want you guys to know I've been buying, longer term data calls, and I'm very confident that these are going to pay out huge. And guys, take a look at this. If you don't have confidence, I want you to know that, big insiders on SoFi, we're buying up this stock a month ago at the $16 level. Okay. So that's why I said, don't get greedy. Insiders just loaded up in the 16s a month ago. This is a gift from the heavens.
So those insiders are down 13%. I don't know.
In the 13s, all because Powell's big mouth. The win is coming in 14 days. So you can see insiders were buying, 500,000 in stock at 1634, 30,000 shares. And you can still see people continue to comment, hey, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10, $11. It's crazy how greedy people are getting. But guys, you can see what the whales are doing inside of SoFi. Insiders are buying, at the $16 level. So why not buy at the $13, $14 level? It makes no sense at all when people just keep getting greedy and want the stock to go lower.
Why not buy at the $13 level? Because we're already down 13% or so, and it's still trending down, right? Why not buy it at 13? Why not buy it at 12? Why not buy it at 11? Why not buying at 8? Right? Where is the bottom? I don't know, but I'm not catching a falling knife.
All right, guys, we got breaking news. The chair of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee,
Finally, what we were all here for, Nancy Pelosi. All right, let's go.
just purchased 30,000 in SOFI and also 30,000 in BlackRock. This is on the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker.
All right, listen, whatever Nancy Pelosi buys goes up. So basically at this point, everything that I've said, just throw it out the window. It's going up. Mikey Mike says, not sure what Donald J. Trump is, but it's not an outlier. No, Outlier covers about it needs at least 5 years of data. And DJT is not in there. SOFI is not in there. Palantir is not in there. So there are a handful of stocks that we'd want to see in there, but they're just not. We don't have enough trading data on it.
You can see this came in today, 390,000 worth of buys, 15,000 in sells. And SOFI, inside of that 390,000 in buys, was one of the largest purchases with BlackRock, guys. So this is absolutely awesome. This is who it is right here. This is James Comer.
Not very much, though. I mean, $405,000. Like, is that dollars or is that like millions? Because that's not very much. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Purchases with BlackRock, guys. So this is absolutely awesome. This is who it is right here. This is James Comer, and you know, he's buying up the SOFI stock right now. Why is he buying the SOFI stock? We don't know, but of course, he likely knows something is heading our way. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of things that I believe could be happening on the horizon. So I said, why are politicians buying SOFI right now? And you know, a couple of things are crypto deregulation, of course. You know, if SOFI can get back into crypto, that's going to be a massive catalyst. Pro fintech laws coming. You know, less regulation on fintech, and then of course you have a legacy bank core migration. This is the big one. This is what I believe is going to get us to the AWS of fintech, a big hybrid multiple, get the stock ripping up to potentially $45 level where management hits their bonus compensation. Anthony noticed specifically $300 million. So you can see right now, people are just voting on pro fintech laws coming, but I think these are the three big reasons why this guy was potentially buying the SOFI stock. Don't think just because it's $30,000, he could not continue to buy. You also have Nancy Pelosi probably watching the stock right now, probably want to see full year profitability. He's likely going to get in it as well. So you just got a lot of, you know, good things going on. Insiders buying inside of SOFI, politicians buying right now, guys. And right now the SOFI stock's hovering around the $14 level heading into these.
Yeah, but like, how much was it? Like 400,000? That's not very much. And yet he's saying, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon because this one random politician who's not Nancy Pelosi bought $400,000 worth of SOFI stock. Okay. It's Moneybag Nancy, of course. Is he saying to act strictly based on Pelosi? I don't know. It feels like he's just so excited to pump up SOFI for any reason he can. What made Nancy have had tweeted by the birds? We don't know. Let's all buy SOFI. There you go. Just everybody buy SOFI. All right,
multiple, get the stock ripping up to potentially $45 level where management hits their bonus compensation. Anthony noticed specifically $300 million. So you can see right now, people are just voting on pro fintech laws coming, but I think these are the three big reasons why this guy was potentially buying the SOFI stock. Don't think just because it's $30,000, he could not continue to buy. You also have Nancy Pelosi probably watching the stock right now, probably want to see full year profitability. He's likely going to.
He just made that connection. We probably see Nancy Pelosi watching the stock right now, right? Somebody's, I mean, got to be, right?
Get in it as well. So you just got a lot of, you know, good things going on. Insiders buying inside of SOFI, politicians buying right now, guys. And right now the SOFI stock's hovering around the $14.
To his point, absolutely true. Insiders buying, politicians buying. In theory, they know more than we do. I agree. So I'll leave it there.
Level heading into these banking earnings. Things are looking pretty solid right now. The more good news is, guys, you have the IWM small cap crashing 13 to 14% from its top.
Did he just say more good news? Let's go to IWM. Yep. Crashing like crazy. Okay. So, this is the one. Okay. This is the one I saw earlier today that the order blocks were freaking great at. Just a second. All right. So this order block created in November of 2021. Came down, did its thing, right? And so on the bottom side, one created here, and more created here, more created here. A bounce on this candle. Zoom in just a little bit. A bounce right up, created a new one. A bounce into it, came back right back out. Another one created. The more of these order blocks that created, the more support or resistance you could look at it. And then that one from 2021 all the way back in 2021, the very first time it comes up into that order block, rejected. The second time, rejected. Tell me that doesn't work. Got another one right here. Ryan says, I'm not worthy to buy them, but I guess I have to pass on SoFi. Sorry, Herbert. Okay, but yeah, IWM definitely looking very bearish right now. Just because it's going down doesn't mean you need to buy. Just rewind like 20 minutes back.
Just a couple of months ago, guys. Is this the end of small cap stocks with the Fed slowing it down rate cuts? That is why they are selling off. But of course, I do not believe that. I believe we are still going to get 1 or 2 rate cuts inside of.
Mikey Mike asks, back to the first few minutes of today's show. ATR equals 14 periods. What's a period? It's a candle. It's 14 candles. And you can change that, right? That's just like the default.
Of 2025. This is the reason why you're seeing stocks like a SoFi, Robinhood, Affirm, Upstart Lending Club, continue to go down. These companies are still not in some of those big indexes. And, this is just buying opportunity if you believe in, small to mid cap names and you're not just buying,
ESAT said it perfectly. SoFi was a good ride. SoFi was a good ride. Now you're on the other end of it. You're in the anxiety and the denial mode, right? The complacency already happened. Now you're in anxiety and denial when you're looking at this right here. SoFi was a good ride.
Legacy top 10 mega caps. Okay, so you can see the IWM has been crashing, 13% correction, guys. That is pretty large, and that is another reason why I continue to buy the SoFi stock right now. And just like I said last week, we knew that there was going to be massive shakeouts today. They're just going after it right away, early on in the pre-market, because look at this week, guys, the 17th. You have 1 million open interest in calls and puts. Look at this, guys. This is the biggest open interest for the next 2 years, okay? This is the week they are trying to fry people, and that is exactly what they're doing on Monday. They may do a little bit of a shakeout Tuesday as well, but if we get some good news on Wednesday, we are finally going to flip to the green, and you're going to get out of that fear-greed index of extreme fear. So, guys, 560,000 calls, 500,000 in puts. This is why the market is really getting shaken up right now. You got that, crazy volatility with CPI coming in on Wednesday and bank earnings. And of course, Trump is coming in on the 20th. So guys, this is absolutely insane volatility. You need to be taking advantage. Follow the fundamentals. Don't get shaken out by short sellers and market makers, guys. This is where we want to be right now.
It's okay to be shaken out, right? I got the most paperist hands you ever seen. Diamond hands is the best way to lose all the money you've ever wanted. If you want to lose money hand over fist, just be a diamond hands.
This is accumulation before the big run up inside of 2025. I think we're going to clear $20 pretty soon, potentially by February, March. And I'm very excited, guys. I got a fair value on the stock right around $22 right now, and that is likely going to go up a lot if we get EPS expansion. That is what we're betting on huge for 2025. And of course, we're going to.
All right. Well, that was fun. ESAT asked this a while ago. Let's look at RXRX and then we'll get a ranking on this one. Oh my gosh. Look, this is like the most order block I've ever seen. So RXRX, you've got lots of underneath order blocks as well as lots of on top of order blocks. The trend is currently sideways. I mean, that's really obvious, right? With all the moving averages crossing back and forth right now. This is not one I would touch. If I had to guess which direction it's going to go, which is just an absolute guess, is I would say sideways. You got people on both sides ready to get out of this. But let's do this. Let's rank this video. Where's that at? Where's my slide? Video ranking. All right. So here's what we're going to rank. So here's the scale from 1 to 10. I want to see everybody watching in the chat right now, all 72 of you. I want to see everybody in the chat right now drop your rating on this video. I really want to hear, right? I want to get flooded with ratings. So you've got forgettable, painful, frustrating, mediocre, meh, decent. Nobody gets a 7. If you put a 7 in the chat, I'm banning you. Not really, but nobody gets a 7. That's like the default answer everybody goes to. Impressive, epic, or legendary. Or legendary. All right, let's see. Marky Mark. Or not Marky Mark, that Mark. Mark Goriski. That's how you say his name, by the way, Goriski. Guys, careful with leaning too heavily on politician stock moves, at least for short-term positions. They don't have to report for 45 days after the transaction. 45 days. So we've got a number 1, a number 2. We got Sosthenes Martinez saying Curl's coming back. Ryan says 3. His chains bothered me, much like his points. A 3, a 6, a 1. All right. I'm going to throw this as a 2. One saving grace was he brought up the fear and greed index. I appreciate him thinking out of that, out in that realm. He got a little bit of due diligence with the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker, although literally it's $400,000. That's not going to move stock by more than a penny. And then, I mean, it was just really funny to see him connect those dots the way that he did. But it's a lot of fun to watch, right? I appreciate that. Now, listen, Kyle, if you ever watch this, it's all in good fun. You do you, my friend. I'm just trying to give my perspective on it. Eset says, I'm a diamond on YouTube. I appreciate that. Mari says, first time watching, passing. I give you a 10. No, Mari. No. I give you a 10. I'm going to give you a 10. Jean-Louis says a 2. Maddie says a 5. Marco, with lots of slack, it's a 3. Very cool. All right, now let's shift gears and go to our member highlight of the day. Once I find the button. All right, so I've chatted for a long time. Let's jump into our Discord and see who's chatting over in there. Mahesh is talking about some cool notifications coming out and announcements coming out tomorrow. Like I said, he's been in India working on some stuff, but he's on his way back. Probably as of right now, he's on a flight. Let's see, and the share your big wins. Let's see. Michael Wales won last Friday's share your big wins. So he won that $10 Amazon gift card. The drawing will be Thursday this week because I'm out on Friday. Dave pointed out, didn't you just take a vacation? Yes, I did. And Brian says, when you're printing money, you can vacation monthly. Actually, we're going on a pretty cool Boy Scout expedition over the weekend. I'll tell you all about it on Monday. But other than that, do me a favor and go into our Discord and share your stories. Let us know what you're using, what you're looking at right now, how Outlier is working for you. And of course, the first rule is you tell everybody about Outlier. Now, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. So back to trading in the Outlier trading room. Real quick, what is Outlier and what does it do? You remember when Uncle Warren said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful, right? Well, Outlier shows you if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much, right? We talked a lot about that in the last little bit, which allows you to get into the stock before the Outlier move happens. And you can also save 64% and get Outlier's annual pass for just 82 cents a day. That deal ends at the end of the month. Now, to my style of trading, I call it the golden ticket trading strategy. It always starts with the market. I'm going to let the market, it's a top-down approach. We're going to let the market tell us which direction it's going. You know where it's going. You know where it's going, but we have to go through this together every day because that's what you do as a trader. You show up every day and look for new opportunities. So looking at this, we have the 10 period, which is the blue line, under the 20 period, which is the black line, prices under the 50 period, which is the red line. So your 10, 20, 50 are all pointing south. So this is a bearish trend. It's a fact. You can't argue with me on it because it's just math. You're short, intermediate, and long-term moving averages all pointing in the same direction. So the trend of the market is moving down. Next, I want to see the breadth of the market. Now, the way that I determine breadth is inside of Outlier, we have, I need to go back. I need to go to the watch list. And this is really cool. So all stocks are either on the bull list or the bear list. They're either getting a buy or a sell. There is no in between. The way that we measure breadth in Outlier is how many stocks are on the bull list. So there's 898 that we cover on the bull list today with buy signals. There's 972 on the sell list today with sell signals, right? On the bear list today with sell signals. So we measure that here with this indicator, okay? So this is the percent of stocks on the bull list. Now, this is an indicator that I actually helped craft, so I'm really proud of it. What we see right here is that 48% of stocks are actually showing buy signals. And we take a moving average of that, and we can see actually the breadth is moving up. Breadth is moving up in the market. And we can look at it like this. If you go to an S&P 500 map and go the last week or so, this is probably going to be pretty green once it loads. Nope, I was wrong. It's pretty red right there. But the market breadth, getting more and more buy signals coming through is definitely showing up right here. So what does that mean? Well, I've got a bearish market breadth and a bearish market trend with a bullish market breadth. So for me, that's inconclusive, right? And before I go any further, I look at what I call the master key. So the master key consists of the SPY signal. We still have a sell signal on the S&P 500. The market trend is going south. The market trend is bearish. The market breadth is bullish, right? And so I'm not even going to look at any sectors until I see a stock pull through with all this set up here. So for me personally, I don't take another step. I don't look at the market. I don't even stress about getting anything on right now until I've got the breadth and the trend pushing in the same direction along with that buy signal on the SPY. In the meantime, you can just hang out and wait. Nobody's forcing you to put your money in the market. I know it sounds crazy, but you can actually sit in cash. That is definitely a legit trade. Mike and Mike says, he was taking me to a new place. He was taking me to a place no new learning traders should go. Oh, he was taking you to a place that no new learning traders should go. Yeah, for sure. Mari says, oh, look, maybe I took it wrong. No, it's okay. As long as you subscribed, you're good. Mari, you're a 10. Brian says, thanks. I'm going to go buy some SOFI. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare buy some. So for me, I don't have any trades that I can put on today. And that's why I take the time to educate you as much as I can, right? No trades are setting up for me, but tell me in the chat what you're trading. I would really, really love to hear. And come back tomorrow where we'll save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. And don't forget, I will be out on Friday, but we're going to do this Monday through Thursday. Let us know if you need anything over in Discord, and have a fantastic afternoon, and we'll see you soon.